All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to be more secure as a man. And I don't usually talk about how to be more confident, because confidence comes from being competent in something, some venture. And typically, the more secure you are, the more confident you're going to be. So the more secure you can be in yourself, the better you're going to feel in your own skin, and the more success you're going to have in your relationship and with women. And if you like these videos, be sure to hit the like button below and subscribe for more in the future. Well, what is being secure? Being secure means you feel safe, right? You feel safe either physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Being insecure means there's some way you don't feel safe in the world. And so for people who are insecure, the way that we define it, they're usually looking for some sort of approval from somebody else, either from their girlfriend or their friends or their parents or maybe their boss or maybe somebody that they hold in high esteem. Maybe somebody they don't even know, like a woman that they find actually very beautiful, and they'll feel intimidated because they're trying to get this approval from this person. They falsely think that if this person gives me the approval that I seek, then I will be whole and complete as a person. And so this whole concept of insecurity is this game of trying to get this feeling of I matter and that I'm important and lovable in the world. We're trying to get that from somebody else, trying to get it. Trying to pull that through approval-seeking process. And the thing is it's going to be inconsistent with people because not everybody's going to like you. And so what ends up happening is that you feel like you're going to be threatened. Your security, your safety is threatened by the opinion of this other person. And so typically this happens because you don't get enough of this in childhood from your parents. You're going through the life and you're not getting this kind of like, hey, you matter and you're safe and secure with me. You don't get it, so what ends up happening is you're always constantly looking for it from somewhere. And typically this will end up landing on your intimate partner or just people in general. And from this place, you end up not being yourself. You end up acting like whatever you think that person needs you to be, you start acting in that way. You put this mask on, and then who you are doesn't matter. Just what that other person wants you to be is all that seems to matter. And so this game of being insecure makes it really hard to have a really good intimate relationship because this woman wants to see you standing in your power, standing in who you are, saying to yourself that I matter so much that I'm going to go do some cool shit in the world and have that confidence and security to go do that. But if you're pretending to not be who you are, you're trying to be whatever this other person is, then what ends up happening is they get this false sense of who you are. And they don't really get to know the real you. Or they'll feel like you're coming off as creepy because they can tell that there's something that you want from them intuitively, but whatever you're doing physically and the way you're talking to them doesn't match what's going on, the energy that you're putting off. And so this woman is going to see this difference, and her intuition is going to kick in, her spidey sense is going to kick in, and she's going to say, this guy's creepy. I don't know what it is, but I feel uneasy about him. I feel like he's a liar because, well, you would be a liar because you're not actually being authentically yourself. You're trying to be something that you're not in order to get the approval of this person in front of you. So if you want to become secure, you have to start listing out where are you insecure. In what areas of your life are you feeling emotionally unsafe? In what areas of your life are you physically unsafe, financially unsafe? If you can start identifying these areas in your life where you feel unsafe and say, okay, well, I feel broke as hell. I feel like I don't have any financial safety. Well, what you would do is you would find ways to make money. Learn how to produce. Maybe you start budgeting your money and you change your money habits. If you're feeling emotionally insecure, you have to find ways in which you're trying to get approval from other people and start eliminating those. Like, why is this person's approval so necessary for your own survival? You start finding this and you start actually being able to give your own self-love and tell yourself that you matter and be able to unravel your own psychology in this way, you'll start feeling secure in social situations. And also there's some data too, right? You're going to need some data points. You're going to have to be able to go out there, get out of your comfort zone and go talk to some new people, make some new friends and see that, hey, you know what? Other people do like me. But you're not so addicted to needing to pull that from people all the time in order to make you feel secure. And if you're feeling physically insecure, in other words, like maybe you go into a situation where you feel scared physically, then you know you need to figure out like how can you make yourself feel more physically secure. Do you need to take some sort of martial arts? Do you need to just not put yourself in these situations? Do you need to work on your situational awareness? Do you need to get a firearm or something like that? Have some gun training? Whatever it is you need to do to get yourself feeling like you're safe and secure in these ways is what's going to get you to that place. This is all about autonomy and agency. In other words, how do I take these external situations, these external circumstances which I don't have control, and convert them into some sort of way that I can have control over myself, so that when I get into these situations, I'm always in control, or I have the skills and knowledge and technology in order to make myself secure when I'm in these situations. Also, it's going to take practice. You're going to have to get out there and do these things that make you fearful. So once you get enough of these data points, it's going to overwrite your history of what you don't have. A lot of people get so scared of doing something. Like, for instance, you have a guy who wants to date women and he wants to date them successfully. He doesn't even have any data points of what it's like to actually go out and talk to a woman. So in his mind, he's constructed the worst case scenario of he's just going to be rejected, just like he was at home, or just like he was with a kid, where he wasn't shown that he was valuable. And so he has this constructed boogeyman in his head of like the worst case scenario. And so he doesn't have any data points with which to measure off of, just his imagination. And so it's the game of like, he's just afraid of his own imagination. And so when he actually gets out there and he talks to somebody and he finds that people are generally pretty nice, all of a sudden he has some real data points with which he can overwrite the old programming that's in his head. And so this is the same in any kind of situation. Be it like if you're trying to start a business and you're afraid, like, who am I to talk about any of these subjects? Or if you're having like you don't know how to deal with things emotionally, but then you learn how to deal with your own emotions and you're able to vent or process emotion properly in a healthy way. Or in a social situation, like we were saying before, you're able to go and have these data points of like, yeah, people are actually pretty nice. And I know how to start changing myself and acting in different ways, not necessarily to put a mask on, but how to emote myself more authentically in a way that's pleasing to other people. And so over time, you're going to become competent on these things. You become competent, and then over time, that competence leads to confidence, right? You know you're going to nail it every single time. You're confident in the results. And so from this place of competence to confidence comes this place where you become a secure person. But if we're talking about just a game of emotion, then you getting in there and working on your own psychology, working on all the things that are making you feel insecure within yourself, in other words, these emotional threats in your world, and you start buttoning those up and you're able to find safety within yourself and safety within your social circle, you'll become secure and confident. You won't have to worry about this anymore. If you found value in this video, be sure to hit the like button and then subscribe so you get more of these videos in the future.